Okay, let me take a photo
Mm-hmm.
to smile.
Good.
Keep smiling. Nochmal.
Echt jetzt?
Nochmal. Perfect.
Ulikuwa unasema nochmal ndio nicheke uchukue nikicheka kabisa.
Yes, we are live on YouTube now.
Okay.
So let me post it on the Facebook group page, and people can. We are live now with the Dream Chaser. I love that. Yeah, so we just be entspannt, relaxed, and with. Let me just finish this story of how she started her business. So we are live, we're live, very nice, very nice. Let's see who is watching us. I can see one person is already watching us, so that's very nice. Please share the video, please like and share. I'm just going to share one more on our Facebook page, so at least people know where they can watch the video later on. And thank you so much. Good afternoon, good evening. We really appreciate your support. So let me post one more here and then we can start. I'm sure you're all very keen to hear the story of this amazing lady. Amazing, wonderful lady. Sister to my sister away from home. A sister I have never met, but I feel every time I talk to you, I feel like we've met. We went to school together.
I do. I know.
So yeah, thank you so much. I've just shared everything and I'm very, very excited this afternoon to host you on the AG Career Hub, where we bring different stories to empower and encourage our people, our African community in the diaspora. So we share information on career and business opportunities and also bring different guests come and tell us how they made it and encourage us and mentor us in the areas we would like to venture into. So our guest today is Leah. We've brought her again on the platform, but I just felt there's a story that we have not shared about Leah. And you've also been featured by Philly Yambo Makora. If you're watching us, Philly, hoot up for bringing this lady to the show, to the limelight of Kenyans in the diaspora. You've really been a big icon there. And that's why I saw your story once. I was like, wow, this lady, I have to follow up. And then you've also been featured on Quig, the Kenyan women community in Germany. Yeah, talk to Joy. Yes, we're also babysitting.
I know, I feel you.
And you have been really a big icon in the diaspora, not because of what you do, but because of who you are, Leah. We watched your interview in Kenya talking about Brian. I hope you've managed to find Brian.
Not.
So Leah, what fascinated me about your story is your faith in God. And I think this is why how I would like us to open the discussion. So introduce yourself, and then I will jump right into the discussion. Why do you carry this, let me say, label, especially in such a very conservative environment?
Oh, yeah, we have a lot to talk about today. I'm so excited. I'm so much excited. And I first want to thank you so much for hosting me one more time. Actually, when we talked the other day, you were like, you know what, Claire, I want to have you one more time. I was like, yeah, because every time things are changing, I'm growing, you know. It's the way I'm going to be talking today is different from the first time, because I think the first time I was running, I wanted to be like But right now, I'd really like to take my time, maybe to just make somebody understand it all out there. I want to thank you so much for having me one more time. I would like to thank God so much for the connection that He has brought in between the two of us. I don't take it for granted. He knew that at this particular place, I'll meet you, and I want to thank you for everything that you're doing. And back to me, for those who are watching, my name is Alia Mugure Dittman, aka the Dream Chaser. You can call me Atis. The Luo community call me Atis. And I was thinking of coming out of the Dream Chaser to going to Leah, the village marathon runner, running her race in Europe. But I thought it's going to be so long before I introduce myself. Guys are bored. Leah is okay. Dittman, Jumbo African Dishes, whichever way, it's me. I'm the CEO of Jumbo African Dishes. I founded this. I'm also the lady, I usually say the lady behind Leah's Finest Spices. Those are spices that I mix myself, that I use every day in my kitchen. I sell them. The Quig, thank you so much, Jackie Kun, for having done what you guys did Christmas. I think you ordered spices for over 400 euros. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much. That was a really great move. And I also do fashion. I just couldn't wear something today because I wanted to wear something similar to my tracks because it's about these tracks today. Yeah, I was looking and I was like, I need something like Wanyama. That's why we were sitting behind the Jumbo, one of my tracks over here. And I do fashion. I motivate. I'm not a motivator, but I try as much as I can on my YouTube channel, just in case you check Leah the Dream Chaser. I try to motivate, just to give somebody that feeling. It doesn't matter how dark the tunnel looks like, there is hope. Don't give up, just keep going. The worst you can do is to stop. I also do podcasts. I have leahspodcast.com. You can check me out once in a while. I'll put it on a break at the moment because I'm working on this concept of food trucks, and it's something I really want to keep on motion. And once it's moving, I'll come back to the YouTube and the podcast. So podcast, YouTube, whichever way, guys, it's me, that lady. Yeah.
Wow, thank you so much. I won't really take so much. I won't do most of the talking today. But Leah, before we go into your story, there's something that you carry. You carry that brand that God is able. You have this fantastic, beautiful, wonderful car, and you have this sticker at the back of your car that God is able. And that is why I wanted to bring this story, because I feel honestly it's a challenge when we leave our home countries and come to such a conservative environment, and we drop our faith, or we feel like we are challenged by the situation, the way we find the systems here. We find so many people who do not believe in God. And then either we stagnate, or we follow them, or we stick to our lane and say, no, the God that I know is the God I will keep on believing. And I'm a believer myself. And I said, my mom always told me, whenever you go look for a church, and I've never dropped my faith, I said, let me stick to this God that I know, because he has brought me this far. Share you about your faith. What does this mean to you? And what has been the reception so far? Because like you're walking around, driving this big car, going to these functions where there's so many Germans or Africans, and that you have it at the back of your car. You don't really care.
Thank you so much. First of all, that being behind my car, it's something I felt I even maybe need a tattoo on my forehead to just let people know that before they see me, they should see the God in me. And I remember when I bought this car, it was even a surprise to my husband. He didn't know, but he already told me, yeah, it's a car that I like. So it was a surprise to him. And it having shocked him so much made me believe that there is somebody who is really working in it all. And I remember when the car was new, it was hardly a week when I had this labeled on it, and it was not, when I took it for the first inspection, they were not so amazed, like, I don't know how to put it. I knew if I didn't put this label, people would see me and maybe see money, but I wanted whoever comes to meet me in whatever way, they should first see the God in me. They should first know that it's not about the car, it's about the God that I serve, that he has made it able for me to be able to get to that place. For me, it was also a very big step. It's something that it happened within a very short time. And I thought this can only be God. And that's the reason why I chose to put on top of the Range Rover God, just to come and realize the other day when you have wedding stuff, even in Kenya going on, the first guy sees a Range Rover and I'm like, that's a big deal thing. How nice is it that my car carries God? God is able on it. This is not something I put only on my car because I want to I don't know how to put, to attract attention. I've met so many people, even at the telecom. Just one guy, I think I was telling me the other day, he came and told me, I'm not having lunch today, but I want to ask you, is this your car? Because it also has Kenya, I love Kenya. And I said, yeah, it's mine. Why? He said, I find you to be so brave. Like, I'm sure other Range Rover drivers don't like you. I said, I don't care. I want them to know they have money. I have God, and with God, I know it's an endless story. With money, kesho inawezaisha, but with God, I know I carry something that I'm so proud about, and I got the right place to actually put it. I even thought of putting it in all my tracks, but so far, so good. The message is home. People around me, most of them are happy. I've met people coming from the hospital. Just at the traffic light, a lady says, hi, thank you for the message behind your car. I'm coming from the hospital. My mom is sick. And I think God is speaking to me through this, that he's able and he'll heal my mom. And I thought, why can't I do it? I don't want to be religious, but to be spiritual, like it's that what I have in me that I can give out. And that's why I put this label. God is able remains. Even my next car very soon is going to be God is able #2. It's something that we carry all over. Even the kids in my kids' school tell them, yeah, family from God is able. What else can I carry as a name other than that? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
seen me
before we go to your story, of course, it has not been easy. So what has kept you so remain so constant in your work with God?
Because he has never left me. God has never left me. From the day I left Kenya to come to Germany with 20 euros, that's what my mom could offer me then, having borrowed money for my ticket. All she gave me was that 20. She said, "Dire nabesha igesina pesa zingine, gaya otogorie, let God go ahead of you." And that's exactly what God did. And from the moment I landed in this country as an au pair to today, I know he has been with me. And there are things my mom used to tell me as a kid. And they used to come back like, kumbuka what mom used to tell you, listen to your instincts, pray, sleep sober. I pity people who sleep drunk, because I think when you are sober, God can speak to you really. Because me, there are things I've seen, I've witnessed, I know. I was sleeping, thought it was a dream, but it was a revelation, And I think I can't leave him. He has really proven to me that he's there. He has made me live a life that I ever dreamt of. And
wow.
Yeah, this could be a story.
I think you've answered it all. So let's go back to like your story, Leah. It has not been smooth. You've had a lot of struggles with, especially like even trying to fit into the system here, learning the language, trying to figure out what to do, then into marriage, which never worked. And then you had to seek for rescue. And now you're here, the founder of Jumbo African Dishes. Take us back so that at least people who may be watching us know that never give up in life. And there's always a chance. There's always a chance at the end of the tunnel. And there's some light at the end of the tunnel.
Okay, trying to fit in was a really big problem. And I think the very beginning was the language part of it that I came to realize even after running away to the UK and coming back, I realized I have to learn the language. But I think one of the biggest setbacks that I ever had that I never knew that I would ever get out of is when I divorced when I separated from my first husband, because I was married before to a Portuguese guy, a very young guy, who I thought was young, good looking. I think today, I told my husband the other day, if you'd leave me today for somebody else or for another life, I'll go for an older man. Because my first marriage was really drama. People say, ameolewa mzee, kijana. Imagine, it doesn't have to do anything with age. It's chemistry. You have to be compatible. And I think when my first marriage failed, I was very embarrassed. I didn't know how to face the society. I remember even a friend of mine, if you're watching this, Priscilla, in a Schaffen book, I told her, I think I'm going to walk out of my marriage. There is one thing she told me that really challenged me and kept me in my marriage for some years ago. Again, aliniambia, na si umeokoka, those days ni kweli, na mamako si ni pastor. How can you, you can't leave marriage, like your mom is supporting this. And I asked myself, but where is it written in the Bible that you should stay in a marriage that you're being abused? For you to fit in and for people to see that the marriage is working, you're having good jobs, good life, and this really, really brought me back. But I want to thank God because of that setback, because it's through that I can tell today. I'm even thinking of uploading a video on YouTube about why my first marriage failed, because I think 99% I was the one that made it fail. And I took that consciously to my new marriage and I said, this is not going to work again. It was 90% because of friends. I brought people too close. Yes, it was. I know it, and I can tell because I don't have the problems in my marriage today that I had in my first marriage. I brought people too close to me. I let them advise me. I gave them I told them things my husband told me. I never had these boundaries that I have today. because not everybody comes into my home, not because I'm like proud or anything, no, but I know in the first marriage, anybody could call at any time and come sleep. Even sometimes my husband sleep on the couch, we sleep on the bed. You know, there are things I did, and I thank God for that, because if I never failed in that, maybe I would fail in this too.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something that I really thank God about, that setback that really helped me in this marriage that I have today. And from that marriage, that I also thank my husband for things that he did for me. There are things I don't have today that I had then that I appreciate. Making it all together make me realize it all had to start with me. I was the problem, and I chose to be the solution today. Wow. And it's working. Wow. Yes, I can say it's working. I'm not planning to leave my home anytime in this life, I guess. Yeah.
So if you're watching us and you're in a situation where you're struggling, there's always a way out. Maybe you can reach out to Leah for an encouragement. And I always believe there's always a way out. And maybe you can also watch out, like if you're trying to bring in things into your marriage that are not correct, then definitely you should also consider that. So we are not going to talk about marriage issues, but definitely we can bring such a session maybe to try and bring elements on what to consider in marriage, because we've been there and we know how it is. But Leah, many people come to Europe or to Germany with very high expectations. I want to go to Germany. I want to build a house. I want to buy a car. I want to live well. And then you come here, you realize, it is not what you're expecting. So like, especially a country like Germany, where you have to learn the language, you have to fit into the culture, the food, everything. So it takes you back like 10 steps behind. And you like gang, then hinter and gang. And of course, it has not been easy for you. You did cleaning jobs. You did all this. You started working for a company, and now you have 3 food trucks. So take us back. Like, how did you manage to generate this little capital to start what you're doing right now?
Actually, when I started, I never knew that it would come to this level, and I know it's even going to be more than what we have right now. There is more to this. I never knew. I started with serving lunch in the company after seeing that we're eating in the same mall every day, and it's the same food, the same seat. I even had my favorite corner that I love to sit so that I can watch everybody coming into the mall. And I thought, hey, what if out of these 400 people we go lunch together, I could get only 50 per day for my food? That's how it started. I think you can call it Tama, but I wouldn't say you come. I don't know. I just said, what if they just ate 50 and then I was making it maybe 50 times 5? I would have 250 euros a day. So that's how I did it. I remember it was on a Wednesday. We had Schnitzel Tag. And when I came back to the company, I wrote an email to those who had sat on my table on that particular day. I said, what do you think if I brought you guys lunch on Friday? So it was a day to my dream day. I wrote it on Wednesday. Thursday, I told them by 2 o'clock, because I was leaving work, I need to know who is eating so that I go shop. And on Friday, I bring the food when I come to work. So we were microwaving the food because it was cold, you know. And 10 people said, I would like to try. So I thought, what can I bring to them? And I can't really cook much. I know I could cook, but not, you know, you start cooking for 5 people and above seem chairs. So the more food, the more soup, the more water, more spices, the food loses taste. So I thought, what am I going to do? And guys, you can't believe it. They were so happy. And
they loved the taste of African meals.
Yes, I made sure that I think I made dengu for the vegetarian, vegan people. And for those who ate meat, I had pilau with some beef in it and kachumbari. And I need to get pictures of how I started. It was really fun, even how I packaged my food there. And that Friday was about 10. I think Friday, a week later, we were about 20. We got to 30. When we got to 40, I couldn't carry the box. It was way too heavy because I had to go 2 rounds, you know, to the car, you know. And I said, no, how are we going to even make a line, microwave, all the, you know, warming the food at lunchtime? It will bring traffic. And my boss just asked me, promise me one thing, that there'll be order in the company. So what I thought, after they got to 40, I need to find a place. That's when I got my first food truck. But it had an accident. Actually, we'd be having 4 trucks by now. And there was wind. I remember it was very stormy, not so far from our home where I had parked it. A tree fell on it, a tractor hit it on the side. It was written off. I got some little money from the insurance, and then I got my first truck, which is the big 5. That's the mother of the other trucks. So that's how I started with the food truck, just as a joke. 10 people went to 20. But there's one thing that I came to realize. You know, a lot of us want to start up something, but who are the people around you? Because I went to this mall. I've been going there for years, and then not many years, I think like 3 years. And then I tell my people, you know what? I want to offer you guys lunch. Imagine if they told me, no, we want to go to the mall. You have to take care of your dream. Who are the people you want to tell about it? Because I had this thing that I had in me. I told them, they said, yeah, Leah, come, let's do it. Let's taste the food. So they made me believe that I could. With the 10, they told the others, they wrote emails, they sent pictures. Leah brought us lunch, look, you know, and then to 20. So I really believe that the people around you can influence you. Like, you have to be very careful. Are there people that you'd like to really tell something, or you want to wait? Because I would have chosen to do my thing outside and then first tell the company when it's grown, but I chose to begin with them. That means God had brought the right people into my life at that particular time. I believe if there were negative people, dream killers, it would never have worked. How? I was working in the company. I used to work upstairs, 7th floor, and my truck was downstairs. When I used to check down and see a queue, I would run, and I'm at, my break, I run, I give food, take money. After 30 minutes, I go back to the office. But, what if there were bad people? They would say, oh, she's earning upstairs and downstairs, because it was lunchtime, I was earning up and down, But there were good people. You need to ask God to connect you to these people that God connected me with, because that was my foundation for that what I have today.
Wow, Leah, that is so inspiring. I can see some wonderful comments. Thank Catherine is saying, wisdom packed, so keep going. And she's saying work. And someone is saying, you ladies are amazing, keep it up. Thank you so much. So this was a simple idea, but I'm sure you had like imagined, or you always wished to do business in Germany. Did it just start like that, or it's something you always wanted to do, or it was just like, oh, I can cook for them?
Let me be very honest with you. There is nothing I believe I could do in this country apart from cleaning, because it was the easiest thing that you could, I don't need to talk to anybody. I used to have my key, go clean, go home. I never thought, but I remember when I was young after college, my mom opened me a shop. I used to sell sweets, but it went like after 6 months, I think it was 6 months. I had to close because I was giving friends, kupeana family at my friend kula kunywa soda. I did this, and within 6 months I had nothing, and I closed the shop. So I remember I told my mom, I think, Mom, I can't do business because I love giving. I think I'll remain poor. Let me be employed. I have that 20,000 in a month. Then I can plan that 20. Then when I have business. So I used to have this fear that if I have a business, I'll give and maybe end up having nothing. When I came here, when I started, like business, I think I never thought, but when I did my first Friday with those 10 people, and the funny thing is I did black business, Schwarzarbeit, I don't know how you call it, for a whole year.
Yeah.
I even have this paper I wrote here, a whole year. I used to have a small suitcase where I used to put the money, It's called my floor marked casse. I used to, where you, because normally you're supposed to give in what you take, because you have to give back to the government the revenue, but I never knew. So for me, it was important they eat, I take the money, and I would come home and tell my husband, oh man, we feel hot. Then the next one. I tell him, look how much I got, and my salary is still coming. I used to earn pretty good though. Wow. They paid me. So I used to say, hey, so if I continue like this, I'll become so rich, So the next Friday were more people, and I realized in a month, I was getting good money apart from my salary, and nobody's asking because I don't know where to pay tax. I don't know what to do. So for 1
you were
year,
not informed.
I was just keeping the money. Exactly. I just started, and I thank God that I just began, because if I knew everything that I know today, I would never have started. And that's why sometimes it's good to not wait and want to know everything. Just start. Some things you know along the way, because the moment you wait, you're going to meet these dream killers. There'll be setbacks. Weather changes, seasons changes, moods change, and then you realize I don't even feel like doing it anymore. Then you give up, So I started blindly, and I thank God for having done that for 1 year. I had to pay for it really heavily, but it's okay because I was already in the motion. Yeah.
Wow. So Leah, before we go to the food trucks and like your goals, your targets, there are people who are like, now where do I get money to buy the food truck? Yeah. Like I remember when I posted, I wrote that you started with very low capital. So which message would you pass on to people who would like to start something, and then they're looking around the environment? They're like, no, in Germany, it's very difficult to start something. You need to go and take a loan. Yet you can start small with your savings. And this is like what you did. You used to put your money aside, and voila. And of course, the fact that you had a very supporting spouse who has been supporting you all along. Yes, that's
I
something
think
we
that
should not
part of
forget.
saving, Pia, that part of saving is a bit tricky because people are like, at a pesa itoshi, the money is not enough at the end of the month. What do I want to save to buy a truck? I would personally say, if you have the money to buy a truck, but before you buy the truck, feel it in you. Why do you want to do this? You know, why do you first want to do? Are you doing it because of money? Because Pia could run trucks. It's not that easy the way people say. Maybe I need to do a video one day of how we start and how we close, but it's something I'll do every day. I even think when I go for my pension, I'll still go do it. Sometimes I'm home when we're on Christmas holiday. I told my husband I miss my babies. I went to visit my trucks, gave them 5. I prayed, thanked God for them, sanitized them a bit just in case there was, and I came back home. And my husband said, I love the way you do your thing, like you just left home to go to your trucks, although they are closed for 3 weeks, know why you want to start something. And then if you're really sure you have the right location, you have the right mindset, because you have to have the right mindset too, and you don't have the resources, I think that's why the banks are there. But me, I never went to the bank. I really thank God for this. There is no one truck that I went to the bank, because I started with like the pots that I had. Okay, we're not living here, we're in another house yet that time. The pot that I had for those 5 vegetarians. And then the next time there were more, I took the money they paid. I went to Metro, I took a bigger pot. So and when they became more, I realized the pot can't fit on the cooking surface. So what I did, I bought the electric pots. That's how I started, with one pot and then the next. Don't forget, at this particular time, I still don't have a truck. I'm just doing the food and I take it to the people. And I didn't even realize that I would go at,
as simple as that.
Yeah, and I didn't even know there are trucks. I never even, Caro, I didn't know. Now I tell you how God came in. When the box became so heavy, that black box, I still have it. I have it in my car. I'll never throw it away. It's a Stregopo. It's really strong. When that box became heavy, I thought to myself, maybe I need to buy a pickup. That's what came.
The dream chaser.
I thought maybe I need a pickup. And then I thought, but if I buy a pickup, I have to bring the food upstairs. So I'll still put the food in the lift. I'll have it has to be packaged. And then I was using plastic. These days, we don't do no plastic at all. And I thought, but I'll still have to pack the food, bring it up, write names on it, dengu mchele, nyama, ivo. I didn't want. And I remember I went to eBay. And there was this guy who wanted to go back to house kunaitwaje Nish Kazakhstan. Behind there's a land. It starts with K. Caro, people do holiday a lot over there.
Yeah, Croatia.
Croatia. Croatia. He wanted to go back to Croatia and he was closing up. And I thought, so he's selling this truck. And I asked my husband, do you think I could check, But it wasn't so beautiful. But I thought maybe I could, my husband said I could paint it. He told me I'll paint it for you. Then ask your boss if you can put it downstairs, but you need electricity. Everything was there, had water, had electricity. And I remember we went to get this thing from Bad Kreuznach. It's like 70, 80 kilometers away from my home. He gave me for cheap because he had to leave the country. I won't tell you how much. If I say the amount, somebody would say that's not cheap. For me, it was really cheap because I know how much they cost. I took it and that's how I began. I brought it to the company. We put a bit of zebras paintings down. And it wasn't so beautiful, but you won't believe, people were flocking, people were so happy. Now what happened? We used to cook in the truck and serve the food in the truck. God brought the season to an end that I had to carry 40 meals for lunch to the people. They came to the truck and they got their food served hot. We had tables, so they were even eating food on plates. And I thought, this is beautiful. I used to make pictures and post everywhere, and you can't believe, Caro, there are people who prefer to come to the trucks than go to the restaurant. Take my word, especially during the pandemic, because they know they'll come pick food. We have spaced our tables. They stand, eat, and go back to work because we only do lunch, And here we are.
Wow. I think we can talk the whole night. So fantastic story, Leah. I love motivating people. That's why I bring such people to motivate other people. So I hope you're taking these wisdom nuggets with you. So you have 3 trucks right now, and they have amazing, wonderful Kenyan Swahili names. What are the names of the trucks?
Okay, the very first one that I had an accident had no name because I think then the dream was still bala bala. And then when I realized it's going to be like a franchise, because I really want to do this. Actually, my first franchise, I pray to God, is going to be this year. I realized I need to give the tracks a name. Why? My husband used to ask me, which track? So how could I tell him? It's like which kid
The
is going to
small one, the big one, the old one, the new one.
Yeah, so we started with the big 5, which is the mother of all the tracks. That's the track that has all the big 5 at the back. And I think it's going to remain like that. Because there's a time I thought maybe we need to give him one single name that, but it's the mother of the other tracks. I began with it. And then we have the Jumbo. I took the Jumbo because, I don't know, I found the name suited it so much.
Huge power.
Yeah, it's power, it's long, it's beautiful, it's and now the last one that is being launched this coming week is called the Antelope Swara. And the reason why I took Swara is because, the antelope jumps really high and very far. The Swara, you don't need electricity to run it. We can go to a park, we have gas in it, so we don't need like electricity. And I was like, it can jump anywhere. A lot of times when people book our tracks, I'm like, do you have electricity? And we need strong electricity. And some of them say, oh no, so what are we going to do? And I thank God for having blessed me with the Swara now, because with her, I call Live and Ashiko. She's so pretty inside. She's so cute. With her, we can go to the park, put on our gas, and you have your event. We don't need electricity. So she can either be with electricity and without. And that's why I took the Antelope. And we have the Sungura. The rabbit is for carrying our stuff from A to B. She's pretty small. She's
wonderful, wonderful. I had posted photos earlier on, and I'll post again so that people can actually see. And if you can also visit, I'll also share the links where you can find her, and then you can also go and try some of our delicacies. So Leah, of course, the issue of which clients do I target? Because like when we cook African meals, for example, let me say an example, we think of targeting our own people. When we are selling a product, the first thing you think, I can sell it to my brother, to my sister, which is okay. But I think it's also big to think bigger and larger and to see that clear picture. Whom are my clients? And one thing I like about you is you're open. You say, I am going to sell the food I'm going to target the German clients and African clients. I don't know. I have no boundaries. What would you say about that for people who they're watching you and they're like, I want to start this. So what should they do? How should they consider the clientele they want to reach out to?
Okay, first of all, it depends on where you are, because if like in Kenya, you can't target then the Germans because you're in Kenya. I think then in Kenya, I would say, do your thing really good, up your game, make sure your staff, come on in names, do it. But in a country like this, I'm in the diaspora, and I believe there is a reason why God brought me here. And the same reason he brought you, Carol, but you don't do what I do, but you can cook what I cook, because I believe there is no Kenyan who can tell me she can't do chapatis, even if they are hard, they are square, but she can. That means the moment, I don't know, I want to first thank God that 99.9% my clients are not Kenyans or Africans, because I came to realize one thing, we do our thing really official. I don't do black jobs. Like if I employ you in my company, you have to be ready to give me your paperwork, because I did this for a couple of years and I realized I didn't grow. I never grew. I didn't grow. I never grew because I got money, I paid them, but I could not account for that money. But the moment I give you a pay slip, I can tell the government, hey, look, I pay them this amount and we pay really good. They can talk. I pay them to 15 euros an hour. I used to earn 7 euros cleaning an hour. So when I account for this money, I realize it helps me to grow. I want to thank God that my clientele is more of the German side, because when you do your thing formal, they'll ask you, so Leah, how is it? I would like you to come in for my wedding. I'm like, wedding? Hey, Carol, we need to talk another day, tell you what it means when somebody says like 200 guests there. I was like, so which pot will I cook? So I had to buy big pots for 200 people. We have them, Wow. Yes. And they'll ask you for an offer. A Kenyan, I'm not here to put Kenyans down, but they'll not say offer. Atasema, unaweza chakula ni pesa ngapi? Alafu maybe utamwambia watu, how many people? Akwambia maybe 50. Umwambia 50. Our meals range from 23 to 28 euros per person. Depending on your budget, we had a very good one for Christmas. It was 52 euros per person. Atakwambia, hiyo ni ngapi? That's a lot. Ataka kupatia kubwa. They'll want to give you 5 euros to 10 euros a person. And I'm sorry, this person wants pilau, mbuzi oven. Yeah, they even ask for things that they always eat for parties and Christmas, very, high-tech things, but they don't want to pay for them. And then I'll tell you, nitakuandikia receipt and I have to take revenue because I have to pay revenue for them. And I came to realize when I do like Kenyan offers or African offers, it's like there's a grudge kind of feeling, like somebody feels like I'm profiting.
It's too much. It's overpriced. This is not the way. Yeah, it should be cheap.
This grudge kind of. Actually, I realized when somebody from my own community gives me work, I'm sorry. Instead of thanking God, I start praying. Normally, when I get from the others, I'm like, thank you, God. You know why? They make everything so easy for you.
It's
but
a wake-up call, by the way. If you're watching us, let's support our own people. Yes.
I like the one when you bring that food, after you stay there and serve Germans, we count for hours. Like we're having an event like very soon. It will be on a Saturday. And if it's on a Sunday, I have to check. These people have to be paid well, whoever I'm going to work with. They don't look at this because that's what they're used to. They know to get a good meal, I need at least 25 to 30 euros. They'll not say what will be there. Timchele tu na dengu nikoboli. They don't. So I would say, whoever wants to start her business, don't look at your friends. Kwanza, those are the worst people to look at to start a business. Trust me. How would I expect my friends to come to my tracks? We'll start gossiping in those tracks, Me, Kwanza, I don't entertain friends. If you come to the track, they know. Really, you can ask even people we work together. I try to avoid so that we don't get into Kiswahili, that my clients don't understand me. It's my office. If you're a nurse, you wouldn't expect me to come to the hospital. We start laughing as you inject people.
It's very true. Yeah.
This dignity, I really, working with integrity, I really told God it was really hard for me, but I'll tell everybody, anybody who wants to start up a business, don't look at your family members. Atilia huva viatu na bag, she'll buy you a bag. She'll not buy those bags. And I know you love makeup, you'll buy. She'll not buy. She'll go to Douglas and not buy your makeup. Look at the field before you start. Survey larger markets, people even away from you, because like people who came to it in my track last week, they came from Heidelberg. And we are going to cater. Actually, I made a screenshot because I was advertising 120 people for 3 birthdays, the same venue. They came together and said, we are taking Leah. They drove all the way from Heidelberg to come to me. Where did they find me? They Googled African food around. They got me. Put yourself, be visible in the right place. If it's like, the online thing, like the social media, for me, of course, I do post sometimes when I'm looking good, but I love posting business, People are watching. Somebody will say, I saw you on Instagram today, you are here. That's why I'm here. Post, be in the right place. Do the right marketing. Don't look at the people around, because your friends might not even like those posts. You'll post a picture, you're having maybe bags that just came from Turkey yesterday. They look at them and say, he's in buyer. How much could it be? They'll not even like. I pray that they even like that, they saw. You'll not even know that they saw your post. So why do you want to look at people around you? Friends, family, workmates.
Widen your perspectives. Yes.
Look far away. Market yourself well. Be visible. Do your thing and passion. Let people see. Don't put this thing like pesa kwanza. I want to open this restaurant because when I open it here, I'll get money. Me, my job, I'm not trying to brag. Money just comes by itself. I love my job. I love it so, so much. If somebody calls me right now, I'm free till Tuesday and say, Leah, we want 100 samosas. Guys, trust me. I'll remove this, I'll wear my jacket and we'll deliver those samosas because it's my job. It's my passion. My kids know about this. My husband loves what I do. And Aki, don't target people around you. This I'll give you as a tip. They'll not even pay. They'll eat and they'll not pay them money. Trust me.
We had also a similar discussion. We hosted Malaika Soul Food, and she also mentioned that sometimes Phoebe Soita, and she also mentioned that challenge that sometimes Africans we want to buy things cheap, and I think we need to get out of this mentality and say, hey, we are in Germany. The prices are different. The taxation is different, and I also want to buy something good. And if I support you, Leah, we are going to build that chain and support each other. And like one thing that I always say whenever I'm selling something, can I buy that thing? Or for example, assuming I'm the customer, is it worth me paying 10 euros or 50 euros? So when you're bargaining, first also think about the product. what is the value in that product before you even say nipatie na 10 bob, yeah? And again, don't set boundaries. Just go out into the market, do your market survey, go out there and do it professionally. There's one lady I really love and I treasure, Elizabeth Holliman, if you're watching us. She always said, keep your goals high and people will definitely come running after you.
I'm preaching, that's true.
Yeah. So don't do things halfway baked, because we are used to having halfway baked things. Do it the right way. If in Germany, do it German way.
It's true. Very true. Yeah.
Yeah. Do it the German way. Yeah. So Leah, wow. I can see a lot of remarks. I'll read them later on. One thing, I know you're a giver. You have a big heart to give. Yeah. And also, I think because of you having that big heart, you've also hosted so many au pairs from Kenya, not from Kenya, from other African countries. Yes. And also, I think this to me is a sign of giving. I want to give young people a chance to come and stay with me as I grow my business and I help them. So can you mix the two? Can you tell us about why you like giving and why you even have this space to accommodate? You have currently an au pair from Sierra Leone. Is it from the
No, she was from Burkina Faso, but we had to let her go to her aunt. Yes.
Okay.
We are actually currently waiting from a Madagascar lady who is arriving anytime from the 9th of February. Wow. And the reason why we had this exchange here, I even thank God, because normally you cannot have two verpflichtungen at the same time. Like within 1 year, bring two au pairs in. It's not even right. But something went wrong and it's okay. I respected it a lot. And the agency said, you know what, Leah, I can get you a lady. She's from Madagascar. She's right now in Dar es Salaam. She's waiting for her visa to come in. So anytime, beginning of February, we are going to be receiving. And I thank God because she's speaking French and she's so pretty and I can't wait.
And you speak French too.
Yeah, I'm trying. Yeah, I'm good.
So wow. So how do you manage to give, and why is giving so important to you?
I think giving, I learned it from my mom, because my daddy died 31 years ago and my mom never got married again. I remember there are times we never used to have anything and mom used to give the little, like we just had hardly those beans and rice and mom still could give people from the church at Impe, Kilo Moja and Bosho. And I'm like, but we don't have enough, My mom taught me how to give. And there is something I came to realize, I have so much joy when I give. I don't know, it's like, I need it, I have to do it. And that with the au pair thing, I thank God for having even enabled us to be able to bring in au pairs, because I came into Germany as an au pair. And I remember it's a friend of mine, Shelly, she told me one time, Leah, why are you working? Are you looking for a job that you'll be working when your kids are home? Why can't you get an au pair? And I was like, yeah, by the way, we have enough space. And that's how it came about. And I was like, if I can give back, my kids, we're allowed to take au pairs until they're 18. That means we still have another, say you are 10. We have another 8 au pairs we could host. Why can't I? As long as they come here and do what they're supposed to do, that they don't have to land in jail or get pregnant, that I get into shit, or they have to be deported, that I have to pay back. So this one we always talk, and with the help of God, we pray. We always look for somebody that we know we can be able to talk and even pray together, even if they lie, but that being together in spirit. If I can be able to help au pairs to come in, I don't care if they stay or they go back. That's not my problem. That's their problem with the government. They come, they do our job. We were lucky to have one that stayed for 2 years with us, Anissa, my baby. But what they do is none of my business. If I can be able to bring in 20 au pairs because of my kids, because we are like Estetuns too, why can't I? And I feel so good when I know that I have ladies who are working, they are studying, and it's because we signed that one letter for them to come in. I feel really good, Elish, because even me, it took somebody to get me out of the streets of Nairobi selling socks. He believed in me. He saw something, that bright star that I never saw then. He saw it with the help of God and took me out of those streets, paid my school, made sure that I left Kenya to come here, and here I am. So I just say it's like giving back. And one thing I've come to realize, I have never lacked, not at one single time because I helped. I've never lacked. We've always had enough for us and even to give away. Having the au pairs is a very good thing because I don't have to check at all. Okay, I have to come back home. When we close up at 1:30 before my kids are here at 3 o'clock, I try to be the one when they come, they see mommy park the car. They know, Mom, they come up running. I love this reception. When I don't reach, I feel so sick, like I have to be at work or we are catering. I feel sometimes down, but I know how it feels when I know that, okay, I can't be there on time, but our pay is at home. It makes me feel good. There's always somebody there. That means I can leave. If somebody calls Legs or Samosa, let them land here within 1 hour. And my husband, like now, is not. They went to check the swara. There are things he's fixing. I'll rush the samosa, tell the boys, you know what? I'm leaving you with whoever we have. I'll be back. You know, it's nice. It's made my life easier.
Beautiful story, Leah. Wow, 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 wow. So we have two more. I have two more questions before we finish. And one of the I'm just adding a statement towards giving. And I remember when COVID came, you were given like this huge contract or auftrag to make masks in your city. Yeah. And you said like sometimes you would even give clients free masks and they would be very shocked because in Germany, there's nothing for free, by the way. Like it on pesa, yeah. And this also retained your clientele because they're like, oh, this lady is giving. And I've also had you mentioning that you sometimes you even give free away samosas when you have huge events.
It helps me a lot. Samosas have opened a lot of doors. You come to a truck, they say, I've never eaten. What's this? How does it taste? What can I eat? I'm like, first start with a samosa. They say, oh, but how much? I said, no. I said, first start with it, first taste. If you like it, we go to the next. And I have clients who've never left me. I know there is one watching me right now because a message just came in. She's my neighbor right opposite Maraike. I know you are watching. Thank you so much. You know, she's my neighbor. She comes sometimes and she's like, I smell something. Or if I cook something, I'm like, Maraike, you need to taste this. You really have to taste this. I don't know. It's so fun because they're like, delicious. And then they're like, we had to come back again. Just because of a samosa, how much does a samosa cost? And then somebody says, we're having a big party in the summertime, we want to take you. You get a job like for 5,000 euros, 6,000 because of a single samosa that cost you nothing. You know, sometimes it's just one thing that is waiting for you to just put it on the side. That act of kindness, and you'll just enjoy the goodies. Be very careful. Who are the people around you? Are they people who are really malicious? Can you show them that there is something different from that what they know? Because I think I also broke this norm of people thinking Africans, we don't work. Okay, another thing, I don't know, you never asked me this, but I know I like giving at the same time. I know I love working hard so much because I think I want to be rich, you know? And the reason why I want to be rich is because I want to give. And for me to give, I have to be rich because I can't go telling my husband, hey, I need to give, because that's not his calling, it's me. So I'm forced to work so hard that I have so much. If I have to pay my things, let's say like 5,000 a month, I need 10,000 to have 5,000 to be able to give. I have to give. God knows that in everything that I do, I have to have enough for me and be able to give. If I can't give, I'll give my own. And because I know our God is so full of love, you know, he wouldn't want me to suffer. That's why I work really hard. And I know one thing, when I was in Kenya, I don't know if I should say this, maybe I'll say it so that somebody will be inspired. You know, I had those two boyfriends. You know, I had two. One was poor. He never had money, but he was always there for me. And the rich one was always traveling. So I used to get that money. People say to pay a fare, bus fare. Me, I used to ask for that bus fare because I never used to have money. And when I was given, because he was rich, he would give me like $100 for fare. He used to give me dollars because he used to work a lot, Mombasa, all these things. He was a businessman. So $100, I was like, he used to be called Small. He was big, so we called him Small. Small, have money. See, we meet in Karen, we go eat. So we used to go eat that money and drink that money, forgetting now I'm helping this poor boyfriend that I like more. And I used to ask God, how can you live such a life? But he doesn't have a future. I can't be asking for money from this. And when he comes back, I don't want to see him because I know that I don't want to be with. And I told God, I used to pray. I want to have money. I don't want to ask. And Carol, I'm telling you, know that I'm proud. My husband can speak. During the Corona time, I used to ask me, are you okay? Do you need me to boost you? I'm like, no. Things are still very okay. It is something that disturbed me a lot mentally, that I could lack money to have a hairdo or even have my nails done. But I used to ask, why do I have to do my nails if I don't have money? But there is this thing in Nairobi, I want to look like other ladies. You want to live a life that you can't afford. What are you forced to do? To ask money. and you ask and ask, mpaka ikifika the place I now told God, you know what? Bless me, let me, and that's why I really love having it, so that I can also be able to bless somebody else out there. That's the secret behind me kufanya hii kazi. And people say she's married by a rich husband. This thing used to disturb me because I wish to be the person who will say, that guy has a rich wife, eh? Yeah. This thing,
I love that.
Yeah, why? So it means if he's not rich, what's going to happen? Because this thing used to disturb me. Do I have to look that I have to get? Because sometimes, I don't know. I used to wish that people would say, that guy has a wife that has money, eh? And my husband knows, I work hard, he knows. I'll tell him, you know what, I've booked our holidays paid, eh? I will pay because I'm also working hard. And it's something I wished for, that I can also be counted. And not always the husband bought her the car. Once the husband bought her this, what can I do? Who am I? And I realized I have to know who I am. I have to know what is my purpose. Why was I created? Was I created for me to be always behind somebody? My husband said, we can't do this. Why my husband said, of course I respect him, but I also have a voice and he likes it that I do what I do. He tells me, push the trucks, they look good on you. When we go somewhere, I was telling you, he'll tell me, I'll tell him, you want to park so that the men don't think maybe. He says, nah, you do it better, do it. He has given me that chance for me to be the woman that I am today in the society. He would say, no, you're not going to do it. If we go somewhere, I have to drive you. He loves when he'll sit there and it's okay, you know? And I thank God. I just thank him so much.
A wonderful story. There's so many comments. And one thing, as we're discussing and planning the session, you said your spouse has really been supporting you. And I know sometimes it's an issue when we come here, we have dreams, and then I'm talking from, not from my point of view, but I've interacted with friends and they're like, oh, my partner does not understand my idea. They're saying it's difficult to do business in Germany. There are so many bureaucracy, etc., etc. But what I would tell you is, if you're watching us, support your partner. If it's your wife doing this, support your wife. It's your husband doing this, support them. There's nothing that is impossible in this country. No. If you're scared of paperwork, go to the offices, get informed, and you can always start small. So start and do it thoroughly.
That's true. That's
true. Do it thoroughly. Don't do it vishy-vishy. Do it so well. Yeah. Do it so well. So Leah, we've seen you talking to the Bürgermeister. We've been, like currently you're in a business park out there selling, or like the Jumbo, one of your trucks is in a business park in a huge place in Darmstadt. How does it feel? Like, hey, this dream chaser, big truck in Darmstadt, telecoms. And then we do the parting shot.
One thing that I know that I can speak really is that I'm a very humble person. But at the same time, I wouldn't want to be taken for granted. And that's the reason why God is able. Wherever I stand, sometimes as I drive in and I see my truck closed and I drive towards it, I just find myself praying. I just find telling God, Aki Baba Asan, okay. A lot of times I pray in Swahili because that's how I learned. But I thank him so much that he has given me that opportunity to be able to do my thing. And then I say, Kumbe, your words are real, because the Bible tells us we are going to enjoy his goodness in this land of the living. So when I see my truck, when I see that truck there, I just say, God, that the city chose to take Jumbo African dishes, a name that maybe even nobody, they'll call it Yambo because of the yacht, the J,
The Yambo truck.
Yeah, and you chose that I should be here and this is the right place for me. I thank God so much. And a lot of people find me to be brave. Okay, I think business-wise, I'm a bit aggressive. When it comes socially, I don't know, let me be quiet. I don't know. But I think with the business side, I am, because I came to realize there is a lot we have to do to catch up. There is a lot we have to do because the people are waiting for us. Some of them will never go to Kenya. Not because they don't have money, maybe even they don't believe. Some of them don't even fly. There's every reason why somebody would say, I don't want to go to Kenya. But here you are trying to give them this feeling, because a lot of people come to me, especially the telecom place, and tell me, you just came and life came in. You came and it's like sunshine. We play music, we entertain them. Like when you come to the trucks, I pray that even other trucks are the same, but I believe because the guys are okay. But where I personally serve, somebody will call, Leah, which truck are you, so that they come where I am. You know me, I'll put food and give that samosa, eh? And if you're not full, I'll even add more rice, eh? So they'll want to come where I am. I make sure whoever comes to my truck, I sometimes feel it's not so much about food, because some of them eat and they don't go. They stay. Even Marika, I know you're watching. When she comes, she'll eat and stay at the corner. So when the customer goes, we continue talking. I feel like it's also a place where you just come and feel good. You come and feel free. And it's not because I'm special. There is somebody watching me from Cologne, from Hamburg. You could do the same in your city. Know the people around you. Share with them that what you can. Win their trust, because I think it also has to do with trust.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
You know, let them win your trust. Start small, because I think if I started big, I think I would be down by now. I think these watching steps, because I'm even scared myself, because I was asking, how are you going to run all these trucks when it was only when there were 2? Now there are 3, and I know the symbol, the Nyati is on the way. I believe, I feel it, it's coming, eh? Because there's already a place where they want me. And I was like, how will I come? I'm already booked at all, you know? And I'm like, no, you are not, you are going to take the next track. So I think it's going to be track after track after track after track. Then people can start buying the tracks and buying my concept. Then I'll stop being self-employed and become an entrepreneur. I don't want to work for my company. I want people to come and work as I watch. And as I tell them the tips of how I started, you know? And then they'll grow and start buying again tracks and start calling them other names. You know, animals are so many, or even not named cities. We have cities, you know, and this will be a dream come true. And I know with the help of God that I have been praying since I left Kenya. He brought me to a country where I have no family, and he chose to show me the way. He can do it for you too, if you believe. And if you don't believe, it's also okay. You know, there is that what I tell people, it's what you believe. There are people who have it. They don't need to work a lot. Me, I had to work really hard, but I've started feeling like I'm not working as hard as I did before. Why? It's getting better every day. And I pray that it also works for you.
Wow. So start doing now what you'd like to implement. You've seen Leah can do it. Thank you so much for the wonderful comment. There are so many. I may not even be able to read them, but we'll go through them later on. And I hope this story will inspire you to start. And one thing I listened, what really caught my traction when I watched your first video with Philly, you said, we are in Germany to stay. We are here.
Yeah.
Huh? Nein, ich bin gleich fertig. Okay. Ich bin gleich fertig. Noch 2 Minuten. Später.
I know this.
I have to discuss. Später. Ich komme gleich, okay? Ja, später kriegst du das. Someone wants some sweets. So let me finish that I can go and feed her. Wait first, I'm coming, okay? So you were saying we are here to stay. We are here to fulfill our dreams. Okay, and lastly, you said we are here to own homes. That struck me because sometimes we live here, but our mind is in our country. We want to invest there.
In Kenya and you're here. Yeah.
So do your closing remarks and now add something to that.
Okay, maybe you're watching me, you're already in the diaspora, you come from Kenya like I do, you come from any other country, and you'd like to start up something. Don't wait too long. Some answers will find you along the way. I usually say, don't sit and watch. You know, there's one thing, I do YouTube, but I took a short break and I was asking myself, you can't be watching other people's stories. You also have to make a story, you yourself. What is that being said about you? What can somebody hold you and say? Because you can. Let's not sit and think there is somebody who was born for this. No, nobody came with a tag, you'll make it or you'll not make it. Wake up and do that what you're supposed to do. Listen to yourself. If you're in a job that you're not happy, because I was working, but I was not sad, but I thought food was so exciting because I could give, you know, in the office, I can't give people papers for what? But my company, I can give them what, you know, because I decide we can play music in my company. I couldn't do this. And I love music. In the tracks, we play the music. I told God, you know my heart. So he led me to this. Don't wait for so long. Don't look at those homes and think there are people who are born to live in homes and you squeeze yourself. They belong to you. Even those, that's to say to Yambo, these big cars, they belong to us because it is our portion. This is what the Lord wishes for us. You know, Don't live a life that is miserable because you send maybe all your money back home. They don't even account for it. And here you are living miserably. You don't even know what to do maybe tomorrow, because not that you don't have money, and there are people who are doing 2, 3 things at the same time. Before you realize it, at the end of the day, you are so tired, You hear somebody said she has a PhD, she has a master's, she has this and this and this. But if you look at this person, there is something missing. Could it be you're investing way too much time in something that you're not supposed to be doing? Ask God to guide you and to show you what is that you're supposed to be doing for you to be able to live to the fullness. Because there is nothing so nice like life has so much to offer. One time I asked Problems, how could you have become so close to me that I didn't know there is goodness, And it started with people around you, friends. Do you have those friends that just call you after they hang up the phone? You're sad. You don't even know what next. Do you have that idea that you don't even know whom to tell because of the wrong circle that you have? Are you going through stagnation? Have you had the same environment over and over again? Check out yourself. You need a flow. It doesn't matter whether financial, your workplace, the same thing over and over again. There is so much out there, and it's like a frog. They say when it opens its eyes, it thinks it's in an ocean, yet it's just a pond, because that's the much it can see. See wider. The ocean is so big, it's so beautiful, and it has so much to offer. Get to the other side. Shake a bit. Keep a few friends on the side. Don't carry everybody. Don't want to please everybody. You're not going to make it. What you're going to do, you'll become a person pleaser who will never be happy with herself. How sad is it when you can't have yourself as an audience? How sad is it when you can't have your friend as a friend, yourself as a friend? How? I'm my best friend. I'm my audience. I post whether people like or not. I like what I post, so I first like it. I first put a thumbs up on it before the others come. Be your audience, love what you do, and just move. Don't stop. Don't let 2022 begin and you're already slugging and thinking, so am I going to do it? They say I can't make it. Keep them off. If you have those friends who bring you down, the same thing over and over again, keep them away. Guys, I'm telling you out of experience. It was a very hard transition for me. But today I can look and say, God, you knew it. And here we are. And the story is long. The journey continues. Thank you.
I can only clap from my end. We've covered the whole 1 hour. Thank you so much for a wonderful, inspiring story. Stick to your lane, share your dreams and your goals with your God.
Can I share one thing that I feel?
Yes, please go ahead. Yes.
Maybe you want to quit your job because you want to become self-employed. Let me tell you something that nobody will ever tell you. The moment you quit that job and become self-employed, you're going to be your camera lady. You're going to be the videographer. You're going to be the accountant. You're going to be the cleaner. Remember all this before you quit. Don't let anybody tell you, you bake so nicely, why can't you start your own bakery? That boss is paying way too much stuff for you. So calculate all this and don't let anybody lie to you. Start it on the side, slowly by slowly. Start giving it to friends. Do they like it? People around you, do they like it? The Germans around you, can you try what I usually do? Start with them slowly by slowly, doing your account slowly by slowly as you see if it's something you'd like to do. Don't let anybody tell you what to do if you don't feel like that's what you need to do. The moment you get into something you're supposed to do, you'll be unstoppable. Nobody can tell you, sleep over another 1 year before you start it off. Listen to yourself, pray hard, and keep going. Don't stop. And remember, God is able.
Wow. Yes, yeah. He's able. He's able. Thank you so much, Leah. Wonderful, wonderful story. I know why I wanted to bring you again. And I'm going to bring you again because definitely we can pick another topic just to build that strong community in the diaspora for the generations to come. So we are not doing these videos for us, but we have children growing up here. Let them grow up seeing Leah's achievement. Let them grow up seeing someone else's achievement, because this is the only way they grow up boldly. That's and true. Not lose their focus in life. So thank you so much. God bless you. Keep dreaming and see you soon.
Thank you.